Hello everyone and welcome to the map Grusvin. Joining me here in the upper left corner is going to be the red Protoss player known as herO. And the Terran opponent, the champion, landing here in the bottom right, the blue command center belonging to TY. herO versus TY. Ready your Reaper walls. Ready your Reapers. Probably. Could be a Marine, but we'll go with Reaper just because it makes more sense right now for the intro. Ready your popcorn. Fetch your beverage. And get ready to slap down. Not a Nexus. Core first. I will vouch for that. Always core first, guys. Play it safe. Protoss players, everyone is out to get you. I'm not wrong about that. Terran players, you ask them, I guarantee you at least 72% of them will say Protoss is their least favorite. That TVP is least favorite matchup. Oh, it is a Marine. Okay. Well, either way. The Reaper wall is complete. The core is on its way. The Nexus. Oh. Telling you, it's just something about these little critters. They're just so angry. Just out for blood all the time. CC, factory, idle barracks. There we go. Reactor. Nothing too crazy. I wouldn't... expectations, predictions. What do you think? You, my lovely viewer. Thank you for joining me here today, of course. I'm not sure I would expect anything drastic out of these two, although, TY, what are you doing? It's because I was about to say something. You just saying hello to the dog? Proxy Starport. Oh, making me eat my own words here, I see. I was just thinking I wouldn't really expect anything too drastic out of these two. herO would have been the wild card, I felt. The herO can be a bit aggressive, can be a bit creative with his builds, despite not being creator, of course. Proxy Starport, though. It could be a number of things. It could be a Liberator, could be a Banshee. What it's also going to be is scouted. The Adept is going to find the completed Starport, and TY is actually getting a medevac out of this. No add-on means no Banshee, no Raven, no Cruiser, no double Viking, although that choice would have been a bit strange, a bit interesting. No, instead it's going to be a Hellion drop. It looks like the medevac's going to pop out. TY is actually going to show the Hellions here as I come into the natural. Immediately get a few probes for their trouble. TY capitalizing on that jump up. The medevac is coming to pick up just a couple stragglers, take them into the main base, the boost. However, 2 Hellions is just one shy of actually being dangerous. The probe kills a Hellion. Stalker's gonna zone away the medevac, which is going to get out. Barely, might I say. Who's gonna rescue me? That medevac is probably thinking. And there's multiple SCVs that were coming over here. Blink is about to finish up, which means this SCV could be as good as gone. The Starport is still here. TY could use it. herO could kill it. Oh no, the Adept flank. Couple SCVs dying to something. Oh, that was the 2 that were on the map. Never mind. Adept's gonna shade. Stalker's gonna walk into the natural. The Adept's just waiting outside the front door, hoping the SCVs run towards them. Medevac is still very injured. Siege Tank's gonna set up shop. herO does have Blink. He's gonna get them out. Adepts shade up to the top of the ramp and find out why they really shouldn't fight Siege Tanks. He made a Viking. Wait, what? It was a Viking? Please land this Viking. Stalkers are going to find that starport, which is about as impactful as it sounds. And, oh, we found a flying building. You really... It works. Recall initiated, gets one probe for his trouble. Unfortunately, though, Vikings not known for their mobility. Will it burn? It probably will, because he's not going anywhere. The Stalker's going to keep an eye on that pesky starport, make sure no more sacrificial Vikings come out of you. And it looks like herO's gearing up for a little bit of pressure. He's got a Prism. Stim is quite far away. I think it's going to be up to the bunker Siege Tank defense here. TY locking it down. Starport still very close to burning. It's going to burn down. You know it. The real focus is now over here. The Ob's already giving high ground vision. herO doing a little bit of a blink train, helping out with the Prism. And now we have a standoff on our hands here. It cancels that. Was it a turret? Was it a depot? Who knows? TY's going to spot the observer. Get rid of that vision here. So now, herO in the dark. Oh, I heard a Templar back at home. So herO might go into Storm, might just go into Archons. Either way, it really just applying a little bit of pressure. Not actually looking for damage. And given the defense that TY had set up, I'm gonna say a good call. I like the bunker in the main base. Just the flat out, I don't want to deal with your shenanigans mode that TY seems to be in. Like, I refuse to deal with this. I'm just gonna make a bunker. Forget about it. Stalkers scratching the paint on the side of that command center. Siege Tank's gonna try and set up for defense here. These Marines still don't have stim, which means they really can't contest the Stalkers very much. There's only one medevac, which means if they all stim all at once, it may actually be more of a detriment. More medevacs are gonna show up. The starport did burn down. He did lose that? Yep. Oh yeah. Combat shields, liberators on the way. What's herO doing though? Storm. Storm Templar in the Prism. It could be a Storm drop. Is the focus going to be economy? Is it going to be versus the army? herO actually behind on workers right now. I feel like maybe going for a Storm drop might be beneficial. TY does have a turret in the natural, but just one turret. Is that still one too many for the Protoss player, though? Archon gonna be warped in. Don't do that, Storm, kids. Liberator's gonna set up shop. Second Storm, still not a great connection. I do not like this fight for the Protoss. herO taking a very questionable engagement. Running up into tanks and Liberators with Storms that were not quite Category 3 level damage there. Did he lose the Prism? Ooh, losing the Prism, that hurts. Definitely. So that's going to give TY a couple of minutes here to kind of just do whatever he wants. What is TY going to do? Looks like Siege Tanks, Ghosts, double Command Center on the way. Good choices. Try and maintain that worker lead, which he still has, but barely. And what about the Protoss? What's the Protoss gonna do? Robo Bay on the way, second Robo Facility. Probably Disruptors, if I had to guess. Stalker Disruptor, the comp of choice. What are these, Templar? Yeah, TY's got it locked down pretty well. If you destroy the turret, you at least open the way for that prism. Charge lots, narrowly gonna skirt the edge of that freedom zone and get into the natural base, creating a nice zealot-shaped fire for TY to put out. Stalkers pressuring the refinery. EMP goes out. Storm drop. The storms are good. The ghosts using their EMP against the Stalkers before the Templar came out. 8 SCVs go down in total. Few army losses as well. Resources lost still in favor of the Terran though. It's Colossi. I don't know how I feel about that. Well, actually, you know, TY is pretty lacking in terms of Vikings. He has Liberators, he has tanks, sure, but no Vikings. Storm once again onto the bio, even going to scratch the Liberators a bit. Second Storm's not bad. The Siege tank putting in work, lifting the heavy weights here. Oh, he's getting Disruptors too. Did you finish the Colossi? Yeah, okay. Porque no los dos, am I right? Why not both? We'll get Thermal Lance, we'll go into Disruptors after this. Maybe the Colossi is just to force a few Vikings. Make TY think that there's going to be a lot of Colossi. No. Either way. TY setting up like he really doesn't want to do that much out on the map. Is TY just looking to go defensive? Make herO play into him? Turtle Terrans, am I right? So, knowing that, what's the play from the Protoss going to be? I feel like you got to just take a couple more bases, get some Stargates. Because this, if it goes long, if TY gets out Liberators, Ghosts, you're going to need probably some Stargate tech. Tempests, I think. Tempests are some solid siege breaker options because of their long range. As you know, they can shoot across entire galaxies, it feels. Disruptor shot gonna completely decimate the sensor tower. Did you sense that coming? TY gets out a rather ragtag band of bio forces over here. Recall initiated onto the base, overcharge used as well. The Colossi were the ones that were called to arms over here. Gives TY a few seconds of breathing room at these bases. Where are you going? Oh, sick play. TY snipes away the observer with an EMP just as the Templar were coming to storm drop, I think. Or not drop, but just storm. What's this? Observer speed on the way. Stargate, number 1. Might need more than one, but hey, you gotta start somewhere. Liberators moving around, do they have their range? They do not. No Liberator range yet. TY might want to consider that moving into the late game. The holy siege tank. He's got 10 tanks. Well, storm onto a Marauder, a little less than ideal. Liberators, looks like they were cleaned up in this base, only getting a couple probes, but more importantly, buying TY the room to actually move out onto the map here with 10 siege tanks and a group of bio forces, setting up that leapfrog tank wall a little far apart from each other, a little separated. Oh, the double drop over here, drawing some Protoss forces away, letting TY get set up. Disruptor shots. The splits. Not doing too well. That's a lot of disruptors. 6 disruptors. herO's just actually gonna walk over this army. Just completely stomp it. Walking into that many siege tanks, though, he does take his own losses. The drop over here is eventually going to be cleaned up. 8 probes lost. TY lost a lot more in terms of army units, though. herO feeling a bit confident, gonna just keep the push going? No? The forces were beaten a bit, bruised, injured even. This is a real Phoenix. It's a real Phoenix. Just one Phoenix. Is it used for lifts? It was actually used for a lift. I saw that. Oh, herO feeling aggressive now. Disruptor shot's gonna go out. The Phoenix dies to a missile turret. Solid disruptor connection onto the bio, and the planetary's gonna be destroyed as well. 10 SCVs going down. For the first time in what feels like quite a while, herO takes the worker lead. Destroying a planetary is nice too. Behind the Stargate tech, fleet beacon on the way. Another planetary gonna be picked off. The disruptor shots doing their job of at least keeping away the bioforces. herO on the hunt though. 7 more SCVs, up 20 workers now. The Protoss takes an advantage. Can TY stabilize though? Fleet beacon. I hope it's Tempest. I'd love to see Tempest come out here. Oh, disruptor shots, not quite dealing with all of the tanks, picking off just in piecemeal. Denying this base again, though, that's always nice. TY replacing the planetary with an orbital, just floating it around. He's making 4 tanks at a time. Wow. I like this. It's been a while since I've gotten to see, siege tanks really as a nice composition choice here. Usually bio-mine is the choice. Recall onto the Nexus. What's it gonna be? Is it gonna get here quick enough? TY sticking around, tries to focus fire down the Colossi. 1 is gonna go down. What are you going for now? Okay, Colossi number 2 goes down. The rest of the tanks, the unsieged siege tank attack. It's illegal. He has to siege them up now before he can actually fire. Nexus gonna be destroyed. TY punching back in this game. I don't know. They're both losing quite a bit here. The battle continues. The unsieged siege tanks proving their worth in this fight. TY is definitely going to have trouble with the mobility. Having so many siege tanks. Yeah, it makes your army strong, sure, and can give you a solid anchor point. Once you get set up, you're not really going anywhere. But the problem is rotating around. Up against a relatively mobile composition like Heavy Stalker, Charge Lot, Random Probe, just to block the base. Might spot that drop coming out too. Oh yeah, Stalkers. Thought about intercepting. Instead, just gonna pressure the base up here. Siege tanks are set up though. Charge lots. Oh, connecting onto ghosts and tanks. Actually, the friendly fire from the siege tanks doing more damage than the zealots could ever dream of doing. Nada. Zealots, well, most of them eventually going to be cleaned up. We have one deserter here, not wanting to give his life for ire. Stalker Disruptor? Well, not much of anything right now. herO struggling a bit with the money. Gas income, it feels. Siege tanks picking off a disruptor, it looks like. And TY feeling confident enough to move out again. Overcharge? Little premature, actually, I feel. TY might be able to crawl these tanks a bit farther forward now. Wait out the battery time. What's in here? Just charge lots. No more storm drop. Like the turrets. Setting up an offensive position here. Siege tanks, they can actually, they can help out. herO looking like he might want to try and set up a bit of a surround, but that's a lot of bioforces for just this Protoss team. They are not going to be able to handle that. TY going to take that fight wholeheartedly. The charge lot drop. Going to try and do some damage in the main base. But TY paid extra. He bought the unsieged siege tank DLC, which means he's actually going to be able to defend a bit. Now we're just left with turrets and tanks out on the map. The bioforces were called to deal with these charge lots. herO doing a great job causing a lot of fires here. Buying time for the Tempest. Tempest to deal with the siege tanks, I think. And I worry TY is not going to have an answer. 13 siege tanks are on the map. Starports, just one? It's going to be up to the Marines. Disruptors. Disruptor shots. Oh, more charge lots coming in. herO. A good choice. The siege tank carpet bomb onto the low ground here. Disruptor shot goes forward. There's no target fire, instead targeting the stalkers. Overcharge used again, but the Tempests have arrived. And there's not nearly enough Marines on the low ground to save these tanks. Well, the disruptors are actually going to deal with the tanks. Behind the herO is just having his way with the plays. And another warp in here. TY. It's all falling apart. Ooh, a recall onto here. Where's it going? Just to get them out. Not to actually defend, actually just to save them. I don't know. TY's been having trouble shutting down all of these drops. Like I said, the siege tanks, not known for their mobility. And now with more Tempests on the way, wherever they are, here's some. The Tempest may actually just start to shut this down. The long range is going to help out the siege tanks no longer have the range advantage. However, they could fly over Widow Mines, which is always a terrible possibility. Going to start to threaten. Disruptor shots going forward, picking off siege tanks left and right. herO feeling confident enough to move up into the base here. Pardon me. Command center lifts, not going to get away though, gonna burn down. TY supply blocked, army supply is plummeting, production cannot keep up with demand here, blinking forward. herO. I think he has done it. Has he broken the Terran? The production is now cut off from the main army. Tempests are ravaging the bases. There's more warp-ins coming. One last hoorah, the Widow Mines onto the Tempest. Actually a good connection, but not going to be good enough. herO takes the game. A beautiful game it was, though. Some unexpected twists and turns. A shame that TY's mass siege tank composition could not get it done, though. Too much damage. herO kind of everywhere at once. If you enjoyed, be sure to let me know in the comments below, guys. Thank you so much for watching. As always, I hope you have a great day.